Hi, I'm Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of Penn Voice. I'm joined today by Jennifer Chen, who is the Economic Development Manager for the City of San Mateo, and my good friend Cheryl Angeles, who is the President of the San Mateo Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Cheryl, it's great having you back.
Thank you, Dan.
I always appreciate when you come and give us updates on what's happening in San Mateo. And welcome, Jennifer. It's a new position for you as the Economic Development Manager for San Mateo. I think we should start off, what does an Economic Development Manager do in a city?
That's a really great question. It changes with every city. It depends on a little bit on the size and the type of city that you're currently working for. I have 15 years of experience doing economic development. From when I was working in San Jose, I was working for the redevelopment agency where I helped large business get permits to on R&D campuses and tool installments for their facilities in North and South San Jose. In Fremont, I helped brand Fremont as Silicon Valley East and work to grow the economy around manufacturing in Fremont. In San Mateo, because San Mateo has such a range of businesses, and it's just me at the city, it's a range of helping to work with companies like Draper University on street festivals, to work with Franklin Templeton on permits, to your mom and pop small restaurant on certain sort of needs that they have related to city permits.
Well, and obviously a lot of that is, Cheryl, what you are trying to achieve too through a Chamber of Commerce, a traditional Chamber of Commerce, which is the attraction and retention of business in your communities for a thriving economy. Exactly. Obviously, that's the basis on how you pay for city services, is to have a thriving economy. But today it's really complex, because when you just look at one side of the equation, which means great companies, great businesses, job creation, it also now leaks into housing and transportation. So you're working on creating a great, solid environment for companies to thrive in communities, and now working with folks like economic development managers like Jennifer. So how are some of the ways in which you're going to work, because you've got a strong membership base within the chamber, and how are you going to work with the city to ensure that that stays in place?
Well, we are very fortunate. We have a very great relationship with the City of San Mateo, and they're big supporters of our chamber. And so basically, I'm going to assist Jennifer and the city however they want. And so I have been pulled in. I'm working on the general plan right now, attending those meetings, and certainly housing and transportation is being talked about everywhere.
Right.
So I attend meetings, and we all know that's a huge problem that has to be solved.
Right. And I know one of the great things about having a chamber as a partner is she's got the survey group ready to go, right? So she's the one that is dealing with all of the things that make businesses successful and commerce great in a community, and so has that opinion base ready for you.
Right. I mean, she's one of my, I'm the liaison for the city to the chamber. The chamber's a huge advocate for businesses, as am I. We work closely together on a lot of different events, and also trying to help businesses get the right permits and streamline the process within City Hall.
So as an ombudsman, really, for attracting and retaining companies in San Mateo, give us some examples of what are the things, other than permits, that you might be working on.
Last year I helped SurveyMonkey receive a Go Biz Competes tax credit. So because they're growing their facility in San Mateo and they are hiring a lot, they received a $1 million state tax credit. So I helped them through the process and connected them with the right people to speak to with the state and lure them to this opportunity.
Now, the two of you are working on a joint project, and I think you're calling it your town hall climate. Business Climate Town Hall.
Yes, we are, and it is going to.
It's okay.
We are going to hold it on November 2nd at Medallia, one of our big tech companies. They're very gracious in hosting us. So this is a little bit different. We are going to have Gary Schlossberg, who works for Wells Capital Management, and he's an international economist. So he'll speak about the international economy in 2019, the country, the state, and our local region. And then we are going to have our city council, mayor, deputy mayor, and the other two council members. They will give their vision and their goals for 2019 as it relates to business.
With the idea that hopefully it all works and meshed together, that giving the international and national view of what the climate looks like.
I think we're taking it from the bigger level to the smaller level,
Right.
and to the very micro, what's happening in our community. The event is actually being moderated by Roseanne Faust of Samsita. So she will also do a little localized version of what we're experiencing. This is a really unique event that the Chamber is hosting with the city's support and Samsita. This is the first time, I believe, the San Mateo Chamber is hosting this, working with a private company to also gather business community into their building. Medallia is a relatively new corporate member to the city, so they're opening their doors for the community to come see what they're doing there. And that's pretty unique for San Mateo.
And so in addition to these kinds of business education, so you're giving your local companies the idea of what's happening on a global and national scale, because obviously what happens globally and nationally is going to affect, it does trickle down to our local streets and our local main streets, if you will. What are some of the other things that you do jointly, and or what are some of the projects that are important to the Chamber today?
Well, we're realizing that education is very important. And so Jennifer and I have been, thinking about how can we implement this. So WeWork is a new company that is joining the Chamber. They're under construction right now. And we hold two business sessions each month and talk about topics about public speaking, social media, different topics like that. But WeWork, they would like for us to come into their offices once they're fully constructed and actually teach the classes there, which will be a great community benefit.
So you're giving small, quick seminars for businesses to come and learn about what are the latest HR policies, or how to improve your social media and your outreach or your exposure for your company.
Yes.
There's education. There's also business-to-business networking, because we know that we like to work with people who we are familiar with, and the Chamber is a great instrument to do that.
So when you're talking to companies in and out of San Mateo, you've been in San Jose and in Fremont, what's that one thing that you hear over and over again that's important for a business that attracts them to a particular community or allows them to stay in a particular community?
Vicinity to public transportation.
Okay.
Is huge. San Mateo is really blessed that we have 3 Caltrain stations, and that makes us a very desirable place to locate a corporate headquarters. It's just people are traveling longer and longer now, and having that time on the train, not having to fight traffic and being stalled on the highways is such a benefit for all of our corporate employers.
Interesting, and it's interesting to note that I believe on this ballot measure in November, there's actually 3 transportation measures that are up for different variations of voting.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you so very much. I just want to give you both the last 30 seconds to say what's important to you going forward. What are some of the things that we can be excited about to see in San Mateo, and actually with the San Mateo Area Chamber as well?
Well, I would first like to say if people are interested in attending the summit, they can visit our website, sanmateochamber.org, and there's a button. They just push the button and they can order a ticket.
Buy
a ticket now. Yeah, we're really excited about this event.
And that's the one that you're talking about with Gary Schlossberg coming and talking about that.
And in 2019, we'll be having a new city manager. Our beloved city manager, Larry Patterson, is retiring at the end of the year, and currently the assistant city manager, Drew Corbett, will be formerly the city manager starting January. along with our new mayor and new deputy mayor. And next year will also be the city's 125th anniversary as a city, as an incorporated city. So we're going to have lots of celebrations around that.
And it's the Chamber's 80th birthday, so we're going to have a lot of parties.
So together, you're 200 years old.
Yes, exactly.
Over 200 years old, yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for coming and talking. I think it's a great perspective for community members to understand that cities and associations and business groups like chambers work together in concert to forward our economies and to forward issues and conversations and discussions. So
We need to.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing that as an example in what San Mateo is doing to further the conversation in our community. So thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll see all of you next time on Penn Voice.